And Republican Senator Ron Johnson released yet another batch of text messages between FBI agents Peter Strzok, who was removed from the Mueller investigation, and Lisa Page, got heavy play, especially on Fox News.
Let's get started with the Fox News alert and a bombshell exclusive.
Those new messages now raising even more questions about what the FBI knew about the Clinton investigation and when they knew it.
And guess what there's a reference to in this exchange? President Barack Obama.
This may be the first clue, though, we have of President Obama possibly being involved in the FBI shenanigans.
Their texts are, I really believe, a Rorschach test, meaning if you read an excerpt of it and you want to believe in a conspiracy, you can find your way into a conspiracy.
The text in question was about preparing talking points for Obama. Quote, POTUS wants to know everything we're doing. But as the Wall Street Journal later reported, this apparently wasn't about the Hillary Clinton email investigation, which was over, but according to associates of Strzok and Page, was about Russian election meddling days before Obama was to meet Vladimir Putin. So, Emily, there were several segments on Fox and an online story saying it might have been the Hillary email investigation. Is that the danger for all of us in running with selectively leaked or selectively released texts?
Well, yeah, it's interesting because the source of this stems from the report itself that was released by the committee, which in the blurb where this text message is discussed, it directly links it sort of matter-of-factly to the Clinton investigation rather than the Russia investigation. And if people had checked the dates, they probably would have been a little bit more skeptical of that claim because the dates didn't add up very well to the Clinton investigation.
Well, I know what it's like when, you know, a whole bunch of documents are dumped and you want to sort of say something quickly on the air or online. But I think journalists have to cover themselves by saying, well, it's not clear what this particular text is referring to. Ron Johnson, he's the Republican senator who earlier talked about another text from these agents about the secret society, which turned out to be a joke. Was he trying to use the media on this line, and did he succeed?
It seems that way, and I think that he did succeed in a number of media outlets because, you know, look,
at least initially.
Exactly. And I think that as the media got further, as journalists got further into the story, they recognized that this was more of hyperbole than actual fact. But you got to remember, Ron Johnson is a senator. He's a United States senator, and you assume that, you know, he has more information than the average bear. And that, I think, informs the judgment of the media as well.
I didn't think that it was any sort of calculation or strategy on Senator Johnson's behalf. I think that it was really what he believed because it blew up. I mean, nobody wants that to happen. Nobody wants to have to walk something back.
You say it's A and it turns out to be B.
Exactly.
Now, at the same time, there were many more damaging messages in this exchange between these two FBI agents who were having an affair, calling Trump a blanking idiot, making clear they opposed his election. Have these gotten enough media attention from major news organizations?
I would argue no, because
I would argue no too.
You agree? Yeah,
I agree.
I mean,
you're going to agree? All right,
we're done. We can go home. No, I think they're really serious, and I think, you know, regardless of where you are, your partisan affiliation, seeing this from the FBI, sort of pulling back the veil here, there's been some stuff that I think you just have to be concerned about. You just have to be.
And you would argue no?
I would agree. I mean, because you know, at the end of the day, the FBI, the Department of Justice, is supposed to you know, approach things in an unbiased, unpolitical manner. These text messages obviously reveal these two individuals' bias, even though I don't believe it's reflective of the entirety of you know, the Department of Justice and the FBI. But you know, I think that what has happened though is that there's been an eagerness to try to attach higher people to this story. Barack Obama, the Attorney General.
Right. It's not all the FBI. It's not all the DOJ.
They want to and so to build that narrative, they want to try to put in Obama, and so some of the more important things about bias have gotten swept under the rug.
By the way, these two made nasty comments about a lot of people, including folks at Fox News. But to the extent that it hasn't gotten enough coverage, not this one, but the substance of all these anti-Trump messages, is it because it doesn't fit the narrative of some news organizations? So why is that?
Yeah, when news organizations are running with their narrative of the day being that, you know, the Trump campaign was, it was on behalf, the fault was on behalf of the Trump campaign. Right. Then yes, it's inconvenient to have to talk about this, certainly. And maybe it's not so much the quantity of the coverage on this so much as it is the severity of it. So it's not being taken as seriously and being sort of dismissed as conspiracy. It's
going to be dealt with as almost like a footnote or a sidebar, but not the main story. All right, well, I think we've had a good look at this right now. Capri Cafaro, Emily Jasinski, great to see you this Sunday.